bit of a piece of shit app to begin with.
I put it on there because it was supposed to be like originally supposed to be like a more uncensored version of Twitch.
Yeah.
Like they're not gonna ban you for saying or doing one little tiny fucking thing. And because they don't care about you smoking pot on the platform.
Right.
All right, everybody. Howdy, 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 and Haiti, Haiti, ho. We are here, and I didn't realize that I started us up. My bad.
I was gonna say, like, I don't think I got a finger point or anything.
You didn't. I forgot to put the intro on. I clicked the button, and we just started talking. I guess we started off with fuck kick. My bad.
Well, there's no better intro than a funny intro. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Geek Matrix DC Comics Review Show, episode number 264. My name is Rob. Say hello, Josh.
Hello, Josh.
That never gets old. That joke's been going for like what, 80 years now.
Oh, somebody's grandpa made it up, and I will always be thankful.
What was the name of the comedian? It was like Say Goodnight, Gracie. Who was that?
Say Goodnight, Gracie?
Yeah. So that's where it originated from, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, Christ.
Yeah. Do you remember?
Oh my God, yeah, but the name's
it's fucking me. He was one of the old cigar guys too, right? Cigar comedians.
Yeah,
I don't know if they had a specific name, but they always had a cigar in their mouth.
Oh God damn it. Rupert Holmes.
Is that it?
Yeah.
That name does not sound familiar.
Or
George Burns. George Burns. That's yeah.
Rupert Holmes is the guy that started it. He was the one that did Goodnight, Gracie. That was his big thing, and then George Burns and what's his face Alan picked it up and started their 2-man show, which was fucking fantastic. And I remember, I'll never forget George George Burns' last interview, where they asked him what his secret was to a long life, and he says, I have at least 2 bourbon a day, a cigar a day, and sex as often as I can.
A lot of character.
And not bad for 90, right?
Yeah, right. Speaking of comedians that I think that we really should have around these days, and I wish he was, George Carlin.
Oh, great googly moogly. There would be lots of people offended by George Carlin, but let me tell you, it's a little bit of what we need.
Yeah. He would not give a shit. Nope.
And open borders on comedy is exactly what should happen. Not to get political or anything, but Charlie Kirk himself would be pissed about comedians being canceled over him. If anybody has done any research into any of that whatsoever, Charlie Kirk was a huge fan of being mocked on South Park and defended South Park because they called South Park an equal opportunity offender. And that's exactly what George Carlin would be.
Mm-hmm.
That's what this world needs right now. More equal opportunity offenders. Let's get... Where is Eminem? Where is George Carlin? Where is Richard Pryor? I mean, come now.
Yeah.
Somebody needs to hide away Keenan Ivory reins and let Marlon take the reins, and let's see what kind of funky shit can come out of that. Need to have Keenan Ivory stop keeping him reined in so much.
Yeah, that'd be wild. All right. Well, that's I'm not going to get into that right now as much as I had something I was thinking about before, like an hour ago, and Honestly, I didn't write it down because I was trying to finish the books, so completely
Happens
forgot
to the
about it.
best of us.
Yeah, yeah, I was gonna say something, but basically, like we're like pirate radio. We will not be silenced.
I won't. I don't know how to shut the fuck up.
Yeah, we know.
And you know, in the immortal words of a decrepit hormone monster, you don't know that, but somebody out there does.
It sounds so familiar. I'm going through my Rolodex, my mental Rolodex of like old creatures with that kind
Decrepit
of voice.
hormone monsters from Big Mouth.
Oh, okay, that's why I did not like that show.
It was great. I love that show. I love that show and Human Resources just because it was so delightfully awkward and really accurate.
Yeah.
It's like this is what it was like being 11. Excuse me. But that is neither here nor there. We are here to talk about comic books and not any of the random weird shit that falls out of my mouth. And those comic books this week are Nightwing 130, New Gods number 10, Titans number 27, Justice League Red number 2, and a surprise appearance by a Marvel book, Deadpool Batman number 1. We do have a few honorable mentions this week as well. The Batman Second Night number 1. I was excited for this. I was not let down at all. Crypto, The Last Dog of Krypton, looking to be a good one. Haven't gotten into that yet, but the first 3 were pretty fun. Batman and Robin Year 1 number 11. This book was not something I was expecting to get into. Not as much as I am, and I do thoroughly enjoy it. Batman Superman World's Finest number 43, I haven't had an opportunity to dip my toes into yet, but as is per the usual, World's Finest is at the ass end of my read list. We also have 3 books that we are saving up for our end of the month absolute shit. What month is it? Absolute September. That's Absolute Batman number 12, Absolute Flash number 7, and a carryover from last month that I believe we haven't talked about yet, Absolute Wonder Woman number 11.
Yeah.
All right, and this is episode 264. Like Rob said, what kind of news, Rob, have you brought to the table today?
Well, I just want to point out one thing.
Uh-oh.
Batman Superman World's Finest number 43 is actually pretty fucking good.
Is it? Is it pretty good?
Yeah, awesome. I think so. But I know it's not your cup of tea. I'm just giving my review for it. It is A-okay by me.
What I haven't read it yet. What did you what did you like about it?
Well, it's the right conclusion. If I remember right, it's the conclusion of the Bizarro World mini arc where Batman, Superman, and Robin end up on Bizarro World, where the Bizarros have become more sane and human-like. And it was a brief little interlude, if you will. It's just a nice little story arc. It was very simple. It was to the point. It was a little adventure, and that's what I'm liking about the World's Finest books. Is it's nothing is literally like.
Unless they decide to tie it in, nothing is a part of the real universe until it is.
Well, and that's not what I mean. It's not earth-shaking. It's not like devastating. It's just simple little team-up adventures that you can have fun with and read an issue per month and just say, yeah, that was fun.
It's right? The kind of book that you and Brandon have kind of, been clamoring for a really long time.
Yeah, like we have... It's like the perfect antidote for event fatigue, where you have like grandiose stories and giant like crossover opportunities, and every few months there's a big like multi-part story where all the books get involved, and then you have World's Finest has been involved in a couple of them as well, but most of it has just been nice little fun team up stories, and it's like a palate cleanser, if you will. That's what I'm taking it as.
Speaking of palate cleansers, this is an excellent time to bring in our sponsor, That's Bullet Whiskey and Coca-Cola. Important for sanity in today's world.
And for those on the go, water. It's in you to live.
Yeah, there's that. I guess. But,
yeah, why not? Have a dram and enjoy yourself.
Far more than a dram, my friend.
Oh god, yeah. Have a few drams and one dram and dram it up.
I dram it 3 fingers at a time. It's how I measure my drinks. 1, 2, and 3 fingers. That is how you should measure drinks.
You dram it 3 fingers at a time. How does Holly feel about that?
Well, she prefer 5. I go to bed much faster that way.
Holly doesn't listen to this, does she?
Holly never listens to this.
Okay, good. Sorry, that's all I can think about.
Door if she's out in the kitchen.
It was either I mentioned Holly or I say that's what she said, but I had to say something. I dram it 3 fingers at a time. Oh, you do you?
3 fingers at a time.
Right, we have so I should explain something. We're on a special day. It's Friday. Completely forgot about that. It's not Thursday like our usual time. We had some scheduling issues and some technical difficulties, so we're a day late.
Sorry about that.
But we're here. Yeah. But we're here and we're still talking about the books. And with that, we have this rare opportunity where the solicits are actually available before airtime.
Well, isn't that unusual?
Yeah, it's kind of really freaking rare. We usually talk about them a week late, but here we are. We can talk about them same day, hell, mere hours after they are revealed. And I will say, not much to talk about apart from a couple of choice interactions. What am I saying? Choice solicits. I don't know why I said interactions. Yeah. One that I pointed out to you guys and I'm really excited about. We have it was an omnibus.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, it was Volume 1 Omnibus of Earth 2 from the New 52 from James Robinson and Tom Taylor. I absolutely loved that entire run. I've mostly collected it in trades. I read it all the way through Convergence and Earth 2 World's End. Was it World's End was the last one? Yeah. I think it was World's End because there was... I know it was Earth 2 Society was the last one because it was Earth 2 World's End was a follow-up to that leading into Convergence at the same time that the main continuity was doing Future's End.
Yeah.
And then they had Convergence and then it was Earth 2 Society when they had to find a new planet. That was interesting stuff. I loved it. I don't know about the rest of y'all. I don't know how you felt about it, Josh.
A lot of people weren't huge fans of it,
no.
If I remember correctly. But
I remember seeing a lot of discourse about it.
It was good. It was typical Tom Taylor kind of stories, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
the first half of it being written by James Robinson was really cool too.
That has to have a comic story wrapped up in no more than 4 issues, preferably 3. Then you're not going to be a Tom Taylor fan.
Yeah.
That takes him 3 issues to do a setup. But the 3-issue conclusion...
Hell, sometimes it takes him 3 story arcs to do a setup.
The 3-issue conclusion is worth the payoff.
Yeah. For example, See Heartless.
So. Yeah, See Heartless, See Deceased, See Injustice, See his run on Suicide Squad, which was probably his shortest example of a run, and
it was only 12 issues, but it was great.
It was great, man.
Yeah.
So good.
from what I remember, a lot of the issues people had with it, because it was James Robinson was writing it first.
Yeah.
Tom Taylor took over after. It was setting the JSA characters in modern day continuity and the updated origins, I guess. Like how Jay Garrick was more of a very much more connected to the god Mercury, and Alan Scott was, instead of being connected to a Starheart or anything, it was more of he was an avatar of the green. And I think a lot of people didn't sit well with that choice. To which I say, who the fuck cares? It's an alternate universe. Let's just have fun with it. I get it if you don't like it. That's your choice. But suck it up, Buttercup. Let's have some fun.
Yeah, listen, Buttercups. I legitimately got excited when we were reading the Absolute Power books. And it turned out that the last remaining lantern battery was buried into this green, luscious, hidden away part of Earth.
Yeah.
And the first fucking thing that happened in my mind was, oh my god, we're tying it to the green.
Yeah.
It didn't fall through, but I was really excited.
I gotta say, and honestly, I forgot about that part, but that shit, I'm actually kind of disappointed nothing came through with that. I thought Jeremy Adams had a lot to do with that little piece of story, but yeah, that kind of just fell apart, didn't it?
I don't know if it quite so much fell apart as it was supposed to just be a temporary home for that lantern until it was needed, other somewhere else.
But it wasn't just the power battery that was there. There was eight or
rings.
7 rings.
Yeah.
That felt like, okay, these are like chosen, right?
Yeah,
pre-selected or something. But even that, like even those rings kind of just got left behind.
Did we ever get a kickoff team with that same? No, I guess we didn't, did we?
No, it was just Hal and Carol and
all right, hey,
God, what's his name? What's the green Amazo's name again?
Jadestone.
Jadestone, that's it. Yeah.
Will you reach out to Jeremy Adams so we can get him on the show and ask him?
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
I've been meaning to do that anyway.
Awesome.
I just want to be friends with the guy. It's just like, Jeremy, you're awesome, man. Love talking to you, and I'm the biggest Green Lantern fan in the world. Remember that. Okay, second biggest. I'll leave the biggest to Myron Rumsey.
You just need to ask Glenn how he wormed his way into PKJ's heart.
Right. I'm forever jealous that Glenn's so friendly with PKJ.
Yeah. Glenn's going through some shit right now. We at the podcast, we wish him all the best. Thank you very much for being an extended part of the family and showing up the very few times that we're able to make our schedules work.
Definitely. Right, solicits though. So
yeah.
Well, speaking of Green Lantern, nothing major happening there, but just looking at the solicit, there's some interesting stuff happening in December for Green Lantern, and namely in the main title is a Hal Jordan Batman team up issue.
That
which
can't go good.
Right?
That can't go good.
I wanted to call that out specifically because that's a pairing made in hell.
Yeah, man. I mean, Green Lantern, Green Arrow, obvious. Green Lantern, Aquaman, interesting. Green Lantern, Batman is like, I've got an attitude problem. I fix attitude problems.
I mean, the only one that was even more surprising was, and Brandon and I have talked about this issue specifically a number of times. Green Lantern Emerald Warriors number 13 was a Guy Gardner Batman team up issue to solve a crime together. and that was surprising, and that actually worked really well.
But
and it was a really cool one.
It makes sense with Guy Gardner's background. It doesn't make sense with Hal.
How do you figure?
Hal's
and
a
Guy
fighter.
Gardner and Batman have been more at odds ever.
Hal is a former fighter pilot, right?
Yeah.
That's his seat of the pants personality and always fucking will be. But Guy Gardner, at the end of the fucking day, is like if you dropped one into a Xerox machine and then put a Green Lantern costume on it, you'd have a Chicago cop. He's an Irish Chicago cop, and that's that I can see pairing really well with Batman.
Fair enough.
So while first I would, like of all the team ups, like Guy Gardner, but personality wise, it makes sense. Hell,
isn't Gotham City supposed to be in Illinois as well?
Say again.
Isn't Gotham City supposed to be part of Illinois as well? Isn't it like
no.
a Chicago analog?
Nope. In a way, but in New Jersey.
Oh, okay.
It's supposed to be a Chicago / shitty parts of New York analog placed in New Jersey. Where in DC,
I keep forgetting it is in New Jersey.
Yeah. It depends on which writer you're talking about, but New York City either is or isn't a real place, and Metropolis is either right next to it or takes its place.
I mean, considering the JSA have lived in New York City many, many times, any writer that says New York City is not real in the DC universe is kind of not paying attention.
Well, not quite so much saying that it isn't real, but nobody places anyone in New York City for a couple of reasons. One, it is typically only reserved for the JSA. And two, New York City is typically Marvel territory.
Yeah, they can't go there because the Avengers are there.
And the Fantastic Four. And Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
And like everyone else that's not in another branch of the Avengers.
and that's where Deadpool Batman comes in. That's why there's never interactions between DC and Marvel characters, because all the Marvel characters stay in New York City.
Figured it out. That's crazy that that conversation went that way, because like we said at the end of this review, we are saving it to the very last. We are doing a long-awaited, long-forecasted reuniting of a Marvel and DC collaboration. And I, for one, I was expecting them to either go crossovers with character teaming up, or pastiches of characters, hybrids like Darkclaw, where they mix Wolverine with Batman. And in this, we got both.
All of the above.
We'll get to that later.
You got amalgamations, you got multiversal shenanigans, you got they've always been together, you got all sorts of shit. What'd you say? Amalgamations? Yeah. You son of a bitch. I'm happy Brandon brought it up a few weeks ago, the way you say that, because it's been bugging me for 4 fucking years.
It's not an amalgam.
You're an amalgam.
I'm an amalgam.
Anywho, before we get into all that, there's still one more solicit I want to bring up. Two solicits. We got a look at 8 issues as part of DCKO.
Gotta look at 8?
4 issues? Of them. Yeah, 8 different books tying into DCKO.
Wow.
3, if not 4 of them, are at least number ones. And it's like Wonder Woman versus Red Hood versus et cetera, so on and so forth. And then there's other stories like Superman and the Flash and or not Teen Titans, just Titans specifically have their own fights in their respective series. So you'll see that as well as Batman Night Buster. I don't remember what that book is called, where he's fighting alternate universe versions of Batman, all taken on by the mantle's taken on by various Robins that have grown up and become Batman. So those are coming out in December. There's going to be a lot. They're calling it Fight Month. So a lot of fights are going to be happening throughout December. I'm excited for DC KO. I can't wait for that. But finally, and this is a bit of sad news on our part, and judging by the comments section, a lot of people are upset about this. December sees the release of Birds of Prey number 28, which is the final issue of that run.
They're canceling it. It's going away.
Yeah.
Not happy.
No, I don't think anybody's happy. The rumor mills go on that it's because Kelly Thompson's going off to write 2 Buffy books. Which
That's a lot.
I'm not denying that, but you know, other writers have done more at a time. Maybe it's just too much for Kelly Thompson.
But very few. And
yeah.
And let's be real, regardless of how we feel about a Buffy book coming back whatsoever, a total of 3 books a month is a lot to keep track of, a lot to do well. And there's very few writers that can do 3 or more titles.
Oh yeah, Absolute Wonder Woman, duh.
Yeah. Absolute, like, I swear to God. I don't know. If she leaves Absolute Wonder Woman, I'm going to be so bummed out.
Yeah.
She is doing such a phenomenal job.
Yeah, so we got all that to look forward to and more. So be sure to check out the solicits if you're interested and see what's coming down the pipeline. I do it every month. I get excited. Just give you something to look forward to. And by the time the issues come out, I forget any spoilers I saw. So
is that my luck? I'd be reading the fucking spoilers, and at the end of the month, it'd be the only goddamn thing I remembered. Yeah.
Last thing I want to bring up, and I keep forgetting to double check the actual phrasing of what James Gunn has said, but Peacemaker is going on. Episode 5 aired last night. I'm going to watch it. No, I haven't either. I'm going to watch it after we record today, or at least tonight after the kids have gone to bed, because don't watch that with kids in the room. It's not a good idea.
Or your parents. Holy Christ. Let me tell you, DC has moved way beyond mentioning Batman eating Catwoman.
And we ain't talking about DC's fan.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, I honestly, that would have been a show I'd watch with my dad. I don't care what you say. We would have laughed at everything together.
Fair enough. I'm drinking entirely way too much for the length of this show.
Just don't pass out before we're done, okay? I want you sober for Deadpool Batman.
Oh, sober for Deadpool Batman? All right, I'll slow down now then.
Otherwise, we're doing it first.
I'm about 6 shots in, so you got me about 6 or 7 more shots before I'm done.
Oh, damn. Okay. Right on. Right, so
no, like you said, right on. Now, I would just like to point out that I have heard my entire life that my tolerance for alcohol is admirable, but consider the wallet portion of that. There's nothing admirable about being able to down a quart of moonshine and still walk and talk and be fine. There's nothing admirable about that. That's so expensive.
It's expensive, but it's impressive.
I guess.
All right.
Holly,
Episode 5.
The first time Holly partied with me, like
Yeah.
partied with me, which was one of the last times that I actually like really partied. But first time Holly partied with me, she knew that I had a high tolerance for alcohol from friends and whatnot. But I went and I officiated a wedding. And at my friend's house, they stay on a total of 10 acres, and it's way out in the middle of the fucking boonies. So what happened was they had the wedding on their property, and then almost everybody that came just camped out all over the fucking place. So it was a party that lasted until like fucking 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, right?
All right.
We woke the birds up. I drank a quart of moonshine, half a bottle of sake, 2 bottles of wine. I couldn't tell you how much beer. And I got up the following morning and was cooking everybody breakfast. Holly thought that night that I was going to die of alcohol poisoning. I've never seen anybody take a shot of moonshine without wincing, let alone drink an entire quart.
Oh, God.
Yeah, that was a lot. But neither here nor there. We are here to talk about comics, I do suppose. And speaking of poses, we have a poser in this next book.
Hang on. I haven't even got to the Peacemaker stuff yet.
Oh, shit. I do that all the time. Never mind. That was a transition. So if the next one isn't that great, that's my fault.
I'm sorry. But I'm trying to talk about Peacemaker for.
Yeah,
It's okay. Episode 5 aired last night. And next week, episode 6. And he did mention episode 6 and 8 in this regard.
Uh-oh.
Are huge. And they're so to his chest right now, he's not even letting his publicist watch it. And something like 3 or 4 people, at least as of a few months ago when he mentioned this, have ever seen it after editing and filming and whatnot. Because he's keeping it so close to the chest because there are huge story ramifications happening in episodes 6 and 8. I haven't seen episode 5 yet, neither is Josh. So we don't know what could potentially happen leading into it after the events of what will happen in episode 5 once we watch it. I have some thoughts based off a picture I saw about discussion about a certain character in episode 5. We will see. But he's also stated, shortly after announcing Man of Tomorrow, the Superman follow-up movie, that Peacemaker Season 2 leads in to Man of Tomorrow story-wise.
Yes, that it feeds directly into it.
Yes.
Yep. And the golden rule as far as Peacemaker goes is, and Peacemaker as being called is basically being James Gunn's anchor to his DCU. If it's reference, if they reference Rick Flag Jr. being killed by Peacemaker, that part is real, but not necessarily the entirety of the film, if that makes sense. So if it's shown in Peacemaker or if it's reference, it's a part of the new DC universe. And while that sounds complicated, just watch Peacemaker. Be okay with seeing a lot of titties and a little bit of dick, and catch up on where the DC universe is at.
Yeah. He says a little bit of dick. There's a lot more than a little bit.
Well, there's a lot of dick, but they're all really little.
All the extras in that episode of Peacemaker, be sure that Josh lives in Georgia.
Somewhere south of Atlanta. In a residual town that's powered by chirpers.
I can say jerks, but gerbils is oddly better, actually.
Not if you saw how they were treated.
Imagine the squeaks keep you up at night. 100,000 gerbils powering your city. Fuck
Yeah,
that.
if only. There's like 10,000. They do a piss poor job of it. Damn it. Oh, there's
well
something
then.
wrong with me.
Don't worry, there's something wrong with all of us inside. Yeah, so I have a theory that potentially OMACs are coming. This is not a spoiler. This is 100% just my theory.
That's interesting. That's a hell of a boom to the DC universe right out of the gate, because OMAC is insane.
I'm not talking about OMAC. I'm talking about OMAX.
Oh, that's not quite that insane. I feel like...
I mean, arguably more insane.
For me, I feel like the OMAC army, and this is going to sound stupid, but like OMAC the character, phenomenal, crazy. You could do all kinds of badass stories with them, but OMAC the army, less impressive. Because it's just
as a character,
you know, and you know, eventually
as an individual character, yes, less impressive, but story ramifications, arguably more impressive.
Potentially, have to see.
Going I would have right out the gate.
I would have loved to see like an OMAC character transition where he starts out as a bad guy and then transforms, but that would get pulled into Batman and Brother Eye, and ooh, I should be running DC.
Well, here's the thing. The thing. This whole OMAC theory I have is leading into a couple of things. I think Brother Eye is already out there, or leading from a couple of things. I mean, and leading into a couple of things as well. I think Brother Eye is already out there. It's in secret. Sasha Bordeaux has already been seen in Peacemaker, as we know.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
She was a part of Checkmate around the time of Infinite Crisis, when the OMAC army was a thing.
Yep. Okay.
Maxwell Lord is already known to be in this universe, being played by Sean Gunn. Yeah. Right? So, and he's already headed up the Justice Gang. He's financing them.
He's made multiple appearances in the DC Cinematic Universe, but this is
already
his first appearance as himself.
Yes, and in maybe the most credible role in this universe so far. As in, like, it'll have bigger ramifications as opposed to being the body double for Weasel.
Fair enough. Okay.
Right. Is what I mean. So you had Maxwell Lord, you have Sasha Bordeaux, you
said that, and I just got a shout out to Creature Commandos. That was the epitome of animation excellence.
I still have to finish that, but I'm curious. I need to get back into that. I know. So you have Sasha Bordeaux, you have Maxwell Lord, you have the potential, and they've already teased. They had the engineer in Superman, so you've already kind of teased Stormwatch.
Yeah.
Right? Stormwatch could be connected to Brother Eye somehow. And that could all lead into Maxwell Lord somehow having nefarious plans in the back end. I see a lot of people talking about how Blue Beetle's been teased and stuff, but I don't know where. I don't remember.
Blue Beetle as in who?
I don't know that they've necessarily said.
Okay. So,
but no, Dan Garrett was in the mural in the Justice Gang headquarters.
Yes, Dan Garrett was in that mural, and then the only other connection is the fact that James Gunn has officially come out and said that he feels as though Blue Beetle has a home in his DC universe. He just hasn't found it yet. But there is a home for him. So Jaime Reyes, biatch, is
Like,
definitely in the universe.
hang on. So Blue Beetle in general, or Blue Beetle the Zolo Mereduena movie?
That, the Zolo Manituera movie.
Okay.
Yep. 100%. So that means that Ted Cord is out there and gone and missing. Victoria Cord is dead. Jaime Reyes is the Blue Beetle currently. All of that is real shit that's current in DC.
Hell yeah. Good,
Yep.
because
Because
that
he
needed to
started,
happen.
fucking A, it did. Because he started off saying that Blue Beetle, although initially, and people might not remember this, he started saying that although Creature Commandos officially kicks off the DC universe, Blue Beetle was the first. And then he switched to saying the exact same thing, but including Superman. Although Superman is the kickoff to the DC universe, the actual first one was Creature Commandos. And when he changed that, that made me nervous as hell because I thought that Blue Beetle was a fantastic movie. And I was really bummed out to hear that it wouldn't continue because it wasn't connected to the rest of the DCU, so it could have DCEU, so it could have easily continued on, and I'm so very glad to hear that it has.
Yeah, because it could have easily fit into any universe because there wasn't any like concrete connections. There were some name drops here and there, but that was really it.
Yeah, and
It was
name
originally
drops
planned to
don't
be
mean shit because anybody
DCEU, but
can be Superman.
yeah.
Yep.
I mean, they had his uncle Rudy. What was I can't? I think it was his uncle Rudy was his name. Just saying Batman's a fascist or shit like that. I'm like, okay, well, that Batman's in every universe. That could be any Batman.
Yep.
Does not have to be the Ben Affleck Batman, right? So,
Hold on.
what? And honestly, it could fit really well into James Gunn's DCU and fits into my theories because we know Ted Cord is missing, and where could he have been? Maybe he found out shit about Maxwell Lord, and what did Maxwell Lord do? Shoot him in the head.
Yeah.
And what did that kick off? The OMAC army.
That's very fucking true.
I think James Gunn might be adapting some mid 2000s to late 2000s DC comic stories. Why?
Oh,
What
no,
did I miss?
you've got an you've got an excellent theory there. I'm not laughing at you whatsoever. I never once put it together that Jaime's uncle's name was Rudy. And as childish as it might seem, or however you may want to classify this, I cannot hear Uncle Rudy without thinking about anal sex. For those that are confused,
Motherfucker, you better explain yourself.
if you've ever watched the British television comedy drama Misfits,
Oh, yeah.
there's a character there who is no one's uncle but does refer to himself as Uncle Rudy.
Yeah.
Who is rather obsessed with anal. So I'm gonna have to mark this one 18 plus. Uncle Rudy. Oh God. Oh shit, Misfits broke me.
Just remember, viewers, he is a few drams in.
I am a few drams in.
Yes.
Sure.
He drammed a few in.
That's what she said.
Yeah. All right. And with that, I think we should now get to the books.
We can do that.
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna kick things off with what was your transition? I'm curious.
I don't remember anymore.
Ah, shit. Well,
Robert Sheehan. I love him too. I fell in love with him from the Misfits show. Love everything.
Yeah, he's a fantastic actor.
I'm literally writing a TV show right now about a guy with dementia, and Robert Sheehan is in it as the house assistant.
Perfect.
Yeah, but writing it for him anyway.
Yeah, so now we will get into our first book. Bad transitions aside. Yeah, it's Nightwing number 130. I'm sorry, I got nothing for transitions. That's fine.
That's okay.
This
Something
is
about Nightwing, yada yada.
Yeah, we're here. This is Cirque du Sin Part 1, What I Was Afraid Of. We're getting into the Cirque du Sin storyline, finally. This... With what?
We think.
Oh, we think. They said with ink. I'm like, no, that's in Birds of Prey. What are you talking about?
That's funny.
Yeah. This is written by Dan Waters with art from Dexter Soy, colors from Veronica Gandini, and letters from Wes Abbott, with cover from Dexter Soy. We open up on Nightwing, a little upset at the fact that his sister Melinda Lynn Grayson is still kind of off the radar and in the hospital, and a replacement mayor excuse me, has been appointed in her stead. The mayor-elect Bernard Bisogny, who apparently is very much corrupt and stands for everything Nightwing fought to fix in Bloodhaven for the past few years. And he opens up by leaving a little sign for Mayor Bisogny to let him know that Nightwing is always watching. He then heads on over to Gang Turf, where the Clean Cut crew has injected themselves with some kind of Splicer Joker Venom hybrid, which makes them into giant hulking creatures with wings. And they're going up against the police. Nightwing comes crashing in.
Shapes, to be fair.
Yeah.
Not just wings.
Nightwing comes crashing in to break up that party, locks the police out of the warehouse where the Clean Cut crew are held up, and tries to talk some sense into them, saying, look, you guys are starting shit. That's when I'm interfering, okay? And you're not keeping the peace, so I'm here. And this is when the rest of the crew also juice up and Hulk out, and he needs to get the hell out of Dodge fast. So the fight spills out into the street. He tries to take them out as much as possible. One of the police robots are closing in on him, which excuse me, he does not see at first because he's too busy taking on police and gang members. But this is when Nightwing Prime shows up and using his, well, I'll say fake Kryptonian abilities, but Kryptonian abilities nonetheless, takes out the robot and the Clean Cut crew and the police all in one fell swoop, and then flies off. And this is when Nightwing finds the Justice League showing up, specifically Batman, Wonder Woman, Superman, and Martian Manhunter, to ask about Nightwing Prime. He explains the whole story about Nightmite and what happened with the old Titans Tower. He explains that he does have it under control, and he is going to get Nightwing Prime the help he needs. He goes straight to where he knows will be, at his brother's grave of Marcus Moran, and the actual Nightwing Prime is no longer Nightwing Prime. He is still in the body of Nightwing Prime, but he is back to being Bryce Moran mentally 100%. So
New
Nightwing does... New and improved, yeah. Nightwing talks some sense into him about maybe he needs to just go back to being his normal kid self and no longer a Kryptonian hybrid, if you will. Bryce begins to drink the elixir based off of Night Might that would take away his abilities and turn him back into a kid again before
Gross.
Bryce mentions that he...
Did you get that part?
What?
That wasn't something that Night Might made.
No,
he's
it's
telling
actually
him
a
to
part
take
of Night Might.
Yeah, he's saying, hey, take a slurp of Night Might.
Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah, I mean, whatever works, right?
He calls it Night Might soup.
Yeah.
Fucking gross.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That shit was fun.
So yeah, before Bryce takes a sip of the elixir, he does mention that he just wanted to try and do some good in the city because he can't help but feel like there's something just outside of his peripheral vision that's haunting him. And that's when Dick realizes that he can't let Bryce do this because his gut. And that, we know, is the Cirque du Sin. And then we end up on two kids in their household not sleeping at night, feeling a little paranoid because they see black and white spectral like circus tent in their backyard, and they're debating about whether they should go inside and investigate. Right,
of course you go inside and investigate. Jesus. You know why we've never caught a ghost on film yet? Because all the ghost hunters out there, as soon as they see something spooky, they scream, turn, and run. You gotta go investigate.
It's because we've all watched Scooby-Doo.
Then you know that the monster at the end of it, the monster at the end of it is just some old man who's going to insult the kids.
And the Mystery Inc. crew know that too, but doesn't stop them from getting scared every single episode.
Yeah.
It's a ghost. No, it's not. It's Old Man Jenkins. Fools. Go have your Scooby snack, get your bloodshot eyes, and feel better. Jesus. Anyway.
Lots of things that can happen.
Can I know we're tangent, we're good at that, but can I just point out, I was thinking about it at work today, like, it just pops in my head every so often. I was thinking about James Gunn, and one of his first works was the Scooby-Doo movie in, like, 2003.
Yeah.
And I think he wrote the script, if I'm not mistaken. And I always giggle when I think about the fact that Shaggy's love interest in that movie was named Mary Jane.
I'm in love with Mary Jane, never be the same. Mary Jane.
Yeah.
You ever heard that song?
Yeah.
Rick James, bitch.
But legit though, it's so on the nose, and it was definitely just like a subtle reference for the adults going to the movies, for the kids that watched Scooby-Doo as a kid and grew up in the 60s and 70s. Like, oh, thank you, Mr. Gunn.
Yep.
Never fails to make me laugh. But
it's all those little things he does that make movies good.
Exactly.
That motherfucker wanted to make an evil Superman movie, but couldn't get anyone to buy it, so he made his own.
Yep. And it was a hit.
It was great. I honestly don't remember if it was a hit or not.
It was really popular. I mean, it was, you could call it maybe a cult classic at this point. It wasn't like blockbuster levels of popularity, but for the people that did see it, everybody was raving about it.
Fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
I couldn't have come up with something better, and I'm an idea guy. I mean,
yeah.
And I couldn't have come up with something better than evil Superman. But what happens? We've all seen that, but what happens if it happens when he's a kid?
Yeah.
That
in Kansas. Like every other evil Superman we've seen before is like, what if the Kryptonian pod crash landed in another country, or crash landed outside of the Ken's farm and somebody else found him? But no, this is like literally like he was in the Ken's farm, he grew up there, and he still became evil because it's just in his DNA.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because as a kid, it was just too much power to have.
Yeah.
It was really, really such a good movie. If you have not seen Brightburn, I strongly recommend that you check it out.
Yeah.
Not just as a James Gunn fan, but as a film fan in general.
Yeah, I second that notion. All right, so Nightwing. I'm happy we're getting into the Cirque du Sin so early. It's not going to be a long-winded, drag-out story for these characters and this plot, if you will. I forget what the name of this, I don't know, multi-dimensional clown is. I forget his name, but
starts with a Z.
Ziggy.
No, not Ziggy. Not
Zappetto.
Not Zawe. Something like that. Zangia or something like that.
Zangief.
No, not Zangief. Oh, I can't remember what it is. But yeah, it starts with a Z.
All right.
Zani.
Zani, yeah.
The Zani, yes.
The Zani, yes. The one that starts with a Z. Got it.
I've tried, folks. There's just no fixing him.
No, I'm too Canadian. But I digress. What the fuck is he talking about?
I don't know. I interrupt a lot.
No, my buddy sent a picture of manga at EB Games. I'm just curious. Why did you take a picture of it? I don't know.
Who knows?
Fucking random. You just sent a picture with no explanation. Okay. Cheers, Nick. Cheers. Anywho, yeah. So Nightwing. I'm happy we're getting into the story so soon with the Zani. I'm excited to see what they have planned for this, because this is an exciting character for me. The Cirque du Sin. It's like I don't want to overreach and try and compare it to a Batman story, but it feels like a big time Batman story from Grant Morrison we had in the past, but for Nightwing. It's like Nightwing's version of like the Danse Macabre, if you will.
Okay.
Right.
And it could be, yeah.
Yeah. Right. Like the whole thing with Barbatos, but this is Dick Grayson's Barbatos, right?
A super
Barbatos, however you pronounce it, because I came up with like 15 different ways to pronounce that goddamn bat god. Barbatos.
Yes.
Yeah, so this feels like it could have potentially, hopefully, some lasting ramifications on Dick Grayson as Nightwing. Not necessarily on his future or who he is, but I mean, okay, maybe on who he is what I mean to say. Not on the book as a whole and his place in the DC universe, like they'll always boast about, but like his personality as Nightwing, if that makes sense. I'm hoping it's going to have some big stuff for him character wise. We're going to see some growth out of him after this. Much like Grant Morrison gave Bruce Wayne a lot during his runs. Mm-hmm. But with that, the art, fantastic. Story is very cut and dry, very simple for part one. I'm excited to see what happens next. It looks like they got a few different pieces happening in this story. It's not just the Zani. They got the mayor and the gang war still happening. So Dick has got his work cut out for him. Plus, Martian Manhunter saw something out of the corner of his eye. Maybe it was also the Zani. Is he going to get involved a bit further? Maybe, which makes me even more excited. Right. So for now, 8.75 out of 10.
As I'm with you, man. I liked it just as much. I sure as hell didn't see that coming. The Valzy angle. He's going to have to start calling himself something other than Nightwing Prime. I don't have the slightest idea where this is headed, but I have I have one of two inclinations. I've got a really bad feeling that the kid is not going to make it to the other side of the story, or
Yeah.
or less likely, this is going to lead to Nightwing leaving Bloodhaven behind in the capable hands of not Nightwing Prime. It's going to be one of the two. The story that just keeps all of these threads weaving in wonderful ways. It's not hard to keep track of. It's super easy to enjoy, especially with Soy and Gandini bringing it to life. I love this book. It keeps catching me off guard, but in the absolute best of ways. I give it an 8.5 out of 10.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, indeed. I pray it keeps getting better. And speaking of prayers, we're talking about gods. That was the best transition I got. And oh no. Segala.
Uh-oh.
What is Segala's last name? Dang it, I forgot. I did not write down the credits. Give me just one moment.
I got you, fam.
My favorite.
No, I don't. It's downstairs.
Give me just a minute. Just a minute. I forget what his full name is.
Oh, Saladin Ahmed.
No, not the writer.
Right, he's a writer.
I know the writer.
What name did you say? Segovia?
No, Segala. Segovia's not it. Where in the hell did the credits page go? Dadgummit. Ah, there we go. Written by Ram V. Art and colors on page 5 through 20 by Pipar. Which, I mean... boy. Anyway, art on pages 1 through 4 by Evan Cagle with Francesco's... That's what the first name is. Francesco Segala on coloring, pages 1 through 4. Tom Napolitano lettering, and Namit Malaya. Oh, Jesus, I butcher that name. Brandon usually covers me for this one. Namit Malaya. I can't remember how to pronounce the last name. I'm sorry, but that's who did the cover.
Malavia. That's a V, not a Y.
Oh, weird. It looks like a Y. Okay.
Yeah.
Malavia, then. Right. So that's where we're at. And this is the book. Apparently, this Seraphim grew up and gave in to his darker tendencies, inspired by the villains of old Western movies, much to the chagrin of Brandon. I can guarantee you that part made his teeth grind. However, he's not cool with doing business with Darkseid, and that's definitely an uptick. Maxwell Lord doesn't care, and that's when Desaad pops up, shutting Seraphim up like that. Meanwhile, the heroes try to catch up, the kid's gone, and have to get him back. Orion wants to punch holes through people, but Scott is actually able to talk him out of it, reminding him that he's a leader now, and that people follow his example. The heroes track them down, where they're keeping the boy, and meet Granny Goodness and the Furies while a ship takes off, likely holding the boy inside. While that's going on, Miss Martian is working with the Green Lanterns to find out what's up. There is a massive black hole in space that doesn't act or obey any of the physical properties of a black hole. And through it, while they're watching and wondering what's on the other side, comes a whole swath of warships. I believe the technical term applied to such a situation is oh shit. And that's the book. I never imagined enjoying New Gods stories this much. Not like I hated them or anything, but it's been a long time since Kirby had the reins, and with very few exceptions, it's been less than stellar. Not like I hated them or anything, they just weren't always my favorites to read. V has changed that. I'm so wrapped up in this tale that I could almost look past Pipar's art. Almost. It looks like a poor imitation of Derek Robertson's work, excuse me, which is not a good thing for me. I love the boys' story. I don't love the boys' art. So anyway, same thing here. Love the story, but definitely not the art. It's the lowest score because of Pipar. No offense, but offense. It's the lowest score that I've given an issue from this series since it has started. 7 out of 10.
Well then, I mean, 7 out of 10 is still pretty good. I agree with the art. It's not the greatest. I didn't mind it in the first little bit, but then we got to Wonder Woman and Barda teaming up, and like some of the faces just did not look good.
Yeah, it's like fall apart faces, man.
Yeah. But the first couple of pages were really good, and the first few pages of Par's art I didn't mind. Just as it went on, it just got worse. I want to call it a light cycle from
Tron.
Oh my god.
Tron had light cycles.
I'm not talking about Tron, the character in this comic.
Oh.
There's so many gods' names that are cycling through my mind and not the one I want.
I'm trying to look for a motorcycle. I don't remember a motorcycle being in here.
It's not a motorcycle.
Well, you said light cycle.
Light cycle, yeah, it's not a motorcycle.
Well, same thing.
What the fuck is this? Oh my god, I hate my memory sometimes. Freaking Mr. Miracle's brother.
You talking about Orion?
Orion, thank you. Jesus Christ. My mind just kept saying
Oberon.
Oberon. It's not Oberon. Shut up, brain. It's not Oberon. It's Orion, yeah. Well, I mean, it was
definitely not a light
motorcycle shaped, and it was made out of light tubes. That's why I'm calling it a light cycle, because that's what it reminded me of. But not a light cycle from Tron, its own kind of version. But it was really cool. I thought that was sick. And seeing Oberon, see, I did it again. Seeing Orion and Scott team up was a highlight of the issue for me. So it's not. It might be the lowest score I'm giving it still, simply because of the art. I'm giving it an 8 because a lot of the story beats were really cool still. It's got me hooked forever.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right.
As we speak, I'm looking at a panel of Mr. Miracle in the mask, and his nose is so pronounced it's ugly as fuck.
It's ugly as fuck.
Yeah.
Definitely has some art issues in it. A little corny at the tail end of it, with "You're just in time for the end of the world." Otherwise, this was just a wrap-up, simple crossover. Or excuse me, that was the wrong part. Yeah, I don't know. Regarding the New Gods, the story I'm all for. The art, I think we need to give back to Evan Cagle.
Yes. No, 100%. I agree.
I just Pipar is not for me. Although Derek Robertson is a rather big fan favorite, so I mean maybe we'll be going that way, but Evan Cagle is the better choice of mine.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that choice.
All right. Well, from gods to titans.
Ha! It works so well. Yes, this is Titans number 27. part 2 of the brief story with the zookeeper. This is titled Are We Not Men and written by John Layman with art from Max Rayner, colors from Matt Herms, and letters from Wes Abbott with the cover from Pete Woods. We get a brief intro to an intro to the book, a brief reintroduction for those that know of him from the zookeeper, catching us up on where he is today and what has happened to him. He is a lot more beastly than his first appearances, and his abilities that he had initially to transform into other animals was taken during Absolute Power and given to Beast Girl, and that is where she received these powers. And his plan now was to get Beast Girl to come to this island out the coast of Madagascar that he's on, so he can trap her and steal his powers back, as well as the other ability she has to be in tune with nature and animal life to gain even more abilities on his side. The Doom Patrol showing up was just a brief sting in his operation, but Beast Boy showing up is an even better boon because he will take both their powers and double his own. That is the plan, and the Doom Patrol, along with Cyborg and Beast Boy, split up into pairs where Cyborg kind of settles down with Robot Man for a little bit, and they have a little chrome, if you will. And just kind of get down to brass tacks about how Cyborg's feeling about his place as a human machine hybrid, and who better to talk to about it than Robot Man, who is also a human machine hybrid in a way. And by the end, they both come out feeling pretty good about each other and about themselves. Cyborg feels better about what's going on. Beast Girl and Beast Boy, however, find the zookeeper and have one big fight. Meanwhile, Cyborg and Robot Man, come across this tower that is controlling all these beasts on the island that the zookeeper installed to have him give commands to the beast, so they do what he wants. They destroy the tower just as Beast Boy and Beast Girl are fighting the zookeeper, and one of the beasties on the island decides to gobble him right up. It was a very quick fight, very brief reprieve for the duo, and everything's done. The day is saved. They head back to Calder Manor, where Beast Boy is given some new threads, basically the same suit, but with new color scheme to match the rest of the Doom Patrol, to say that he always has a home at the Calder house, as well as his home at Titan's Tower. Beast Boy and Cyborg head back to Titan's Tower as they find some members of the Justice League there talking to Donna, as they find out that the world is coming to an end yet again, and that is to be continued in DCKO next month. Can't wait. I'm stoked. This is a nice little 2-part story arc, just filling some gaps until DCKO. I'm liking the run so far. I know we've had some ups and downs in the first story arc with the what are they called it, the crime syndicate, right? With Deathstroke's little crime syndicate there. That was a little iffy, had some ups and downs, but this little 2-part story arc I really enjoyed. I like a little Beast Boy highlight story. It's always nice to see. And I think John Layman has a good grasp on what these characters feel. All right, he's a good voice for a lot of these people. So I'm all for it still. And then we're heading into DCKO.
For these guys.
Yeah. Heading into DCKO. I'm stoked. I'm ecstatic. I can't wait to see who's going to fight who. What the hell happened to Tara at the end? They still had her, right?
Yeah, they still have her.
Yeah. So that's the one thing I want to see followed up on, is what the hell's going to happen with Tara. But
my guess is they're going to just leave her alone until Knockout is over with. But
yeah,
I didn't even think of that when I was reviewing, let alone reading this comic.
Yeah, I didn't think about it last issue. I just thought about it now. They got back to Titan's Tower. I'm like, shit, where's Tara? Because there's no follow-up to that. And now we're going right into an event which is going to take a few months, which I'm not against because I'm so stoked for this event. But yeah, I wouldn't mind that follow-up, and maybe we'll get it after DCKO. We'll have to see. But I trust in John Layman right now. I really want to see where this goes. I've been no stranger. I've said it numerous times on the show. I'm a fan of John Layman because of this indie book he did called Chew. One of my
Chew was
all-time favorite
fucking
stories.
phenomenal. 100
It
issues
was.
of gold.
It was so fucking good.
And it blows my mind that Rob actually read that, because that is not his typical fare.
How do you figure? I mean, my dad found it, and he put it on me. Yeah, it wasn't something I found by myself, but if I did, I definitely would have read it anyway because it was so fucking good. But it was a book my dad and I read to completion, and we enjoyed the hell out of it the whole way through.
Good,
it was fantastic.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Absolutely.
Yeah. If y'all have not read Chew from John Layman and Rob Guillory, do yourself a favor. Rob Guillory's art a little off-putting at first if you're not if you want different. Something if you want something a little more crisp and clean, art-wise, it's not going to be your cup of tea, but I gotta say it fits the story so well.
That's, if anybody's been a long time listener of this show, I can't handle abstract art in any way, shape, or form unless it directly reflects the attitude and the atmosphere of the book that it's happening in. And in Chew, it couldn't have been done better.
Yeah. Rob Guillory was as much a storyteller in that as John Layman was.
Yes, 100%.
You could tell. The art told as much story in that. And it did. I wouldn't even necessarily call it abstract as much as it was very cartoony. Very cartoony. But it had...
That wasn't the right word to use. I just meant different than your typical detailed comic drawing.
Yeah. Yeah, it was very, very loose about some stuff, but like I said, it fit the story so well. It gave it the subtle comedy noir aspect that it needed while still being zany.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
So don't expect your Soys or your Jimenez or your Rainers, but
no, definitely not.
But
that's a different job.
Shit did work for that.
Yeah. No, I'll forever love that book.
If it would have been detailed, it would have been too much, I think.
Exactly. Yeah, so that's a different John Layman book. As for this one, I think I said my piece. Giving it an 8.5. Very simple story, cut and dry again. I liked it. That's all I got to say.
Okay, for this one, I thought it was a little corny at the tail end of it with the "you're just in time for the end of the world." Otherwise, this was, honestly, it was just a wrap-up of a simple crossover part, a two-parter, killing time until DC KO, and I liked it. Was it the Doom story I've been waiting for? No. But this wasn't meant to be. This was just a Garfield and Cyborg visiting the Doom Patrol story, holding us over until Rob's long-awaited anime blast. And
all my action figures are going to play together.
Yep, yeah, I knew it. I fucking knew it. Don't break any of your action figures. Get me excited. But this itself was a really quick resolution. It had some fun bits. It even had a budding friendship between Cyborg and Robot Man. And while we've kind of sort of seen that before, this left an impression that it's going to continue on, or at least could. It's enjoyable. It looks pretty dang good. I gave it a 7.5 out of 10.
Hell yeah. And I want to point out that I think it can't just be a coincidence that Cyborg and Beast Boy were the perfect choices for this story arc, because they had the growth they had to go through right now, but also they are the two Titans members that maybe have the most connection with the Doom Patrol, which I thought was kind of funny.
Yes.
Agreed. Yeah.
I think it worked.
And for those curious about Cyborg, check out the Doom Patrol TV show, the live action one. There's your Cyborg connection.
It really works really good, and I do wish that was comic canon, if I'm being truthful.
Yeah.
But, all right, we are up to our next one, going from a man in green to a team in red. Justice League Justice League Red, #2, written by Saladin Ahmed with lines by
There's
Clayton.
Salad Ahmed. I
Yeah,
knew he was
there
on
we
this
go.
list somewhere today.
Written by Saladin Ahmed, art with lines by Clayton Henry, and colors from Arif Prianto, with lettering from Bernardo Bryce, and the cover coming from Henry and Marcelo Mialo. Cyborg kicks us off looking for the stolen quantum chip. He finds it pretty easily, and then that's when he gets an alert that the Taiwanese military are scrambling in response to the theft of said chip. What the fuck? Right? That's what goes through Cyborg's mind. He pours through every piece of info that he can find digitally, and it's true. He stole it from the rightful owner. And he did it because Red Tornado asked him to. Instead of returning the chip immediately, he goes to find out why. He's not alone. Remember, Simon Baz and oops, I almost said Supergirl. Power Girl were sent on a misled mission as well. Give me just 1 second here. Rob, I think your audio is crazy. I've muted you. Something just kicked on. So loud. All right, okay, there's better. You're not muted. It's still going.
Oh, that was weird. Sorry, I don't know what happened there.
I don't know. Maybe your air conditioner kicked on or something.
Maybe.
But anyway, they all come together to confront Red, and he tells them what's going on. They want to tell the Justice League, but if they do, Red Canary, currently being held by the Church of Blood, dies, according to all of Red's simulations. So, Simon and Cyborg, oh boy, Simon and Cyborg go after, I'm going to try that again. So, Simon and Cyborg go after her while Paige stays behind with Red Tornado, saying that when they get back, they'll tell the Justice League. Red Tornado concedes, but then says there's something I want to show you before you do. Then he takes her to some sort of portal or screen or door or something, and she is shown her parents. Now, I'm going to be honest. That's the end of the book. I'm going to be honest. It's Red's motivations that are driving my interest in this series. It's not necessarily what's going on, but his motivations. What are they? What further secrets might there be? It's not quite the writing as it is the story that the writing is telling. That means, and this is important, it needs to stick the landing and not drift. I really like the cast. Power Girl, Simon Baz, Cyborg, and Red Tornado. What an interesting team. So I really do hope that they do manage to stick that landing. It's been interesting. We're only 2 issues in, and the art sure is not hard to look at. For this one, I gave it a 7.75 out of 10.
I am right up there with you. I do hope it also sticks the landing. It has, I don't want to say a rocky start, but because it's a pretty good start, but it has the potential to fall apart really easily.
Yeah.
Right? That's the thing. It's teetering. I think is the best way to put it, right? Teetering on the verge of being horrible. But I hope it does stay consistent and it continues to be good. The last page kind of had me thrown for a loop, like what the fuck is going on. It did also kind of throw me for a loop as well that Red Tornado called her Kara. But then you see the last page and you're okay, that's why he's calling her Kara. Right? Like at the end of the day, her chosen name is Paige, but her birth name will always be Kara. End of the day, it's I'm not going to get into that right now, but there is a reason that he called her Kara.
That's a whole multiverse shenanigans.
Yeah.
She's originally Kara. She came here, took the identity of Karen. after years, and by years I mean decades, of being confused with and contrasted and compared to Supergirl, Power Girl depended, and decided to change her name to Paige, as in turn another page, and that's her secret identity now.
That's what is turn another page. I always thought it was Page because like Power Girl is PG. That's like Page.
Oh no. At least now that's not the explanation we were given in the Power Girl book.
Oh, okay. I gotta finish that book. Maybe I do. Yeah, so I like it so far. We haven't seen the whole cast yet. It's as slow building as Marvel's New Avengers is right now, but we're getting there. Each issue is giving us a new cast member, so I'm all for it.
Ish.
Ish.
This didn't really give us a new cast member, though, did it?
Cyborg.
Well,
he wasn't in the first issue.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah, first issue was just Simon and Paige.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. If I remember right. So, Cyborg may have made an appearance at the end as like also having a mission from Red Tornado, but like he hadn't joined the team technically.
Gotcha. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then next issue they'll probably have Red Canary show up, and then they'll get Hanson Deadman. You know, it'll grow. But yeah, so that's we'll have to see where it goes. For now, I really did enjoy this issue. Like I said, I do hope it sticks to landing. Like Josh said, it is a tentative 8.75.
A tentative 8.75.
Tentative, yes.
So if next month's issue is shit, this is gonna drop down by a point and a half. You heard it here, folks.
Well, maybe not a point and a half, maybe like half a point, like 8.25 or 3/4 to 8. But I wouldn't drop it below an 8 right now.
Full point.
No. Well, I mean, not never, just not for this issue. There will be some books that will drop like 2 points, depending on.
And there are definitely some books where you should stay away from saying no, not never.
Yeah.
Because
never
I'll be damned if Jeff Johns may have told us we were getting a fucked up version of the Hulk, but we're pretty close.
Yeah.
We're pretty close.
This is a dream come true. I've never been more excited for a single comic book in my life.
Excellent. That's awesome, dude. I'm so glad to hear that.
Maybe. It's hard to really say. But like this personally, like there, though, huh? This is the first official Marvel DC crossover since what, 2003 with JL Avengers? JLA Avengers.
Yes, and I want to say that deal was mapped out way before 2003 as well.
Oh god, yeah. Yeah. So this is over 2
decades.
I'm just gonna say it, like this might be macabre, but like this is because of George Perez. If you think about it, potentially, like the unfortunate, untimely passing of George Perez pushed some people into pushing Marvel and DC into re-releasing JLA Avengers. And then that probably got the ball rolling on them starting to work together again.
Beyond the shadow of a doubt, my man.
Yeah.
Beyond the shadow of a doubt. Beyond the shadow of a doubt. And the reason why I'm saying that is because... excuse me. Oh, I lost the button. There we are. The reason that I am saying that is because so many people jumped at the chance to get that book. And nobody wants them to stay separated. Nobody wants a permanent Captain America Wonder Woman book.
No, we don't need a staple. We just want to see it every so often.
It is fantastic to see our characters from the two different universes that never collide.
Yeah.
And if I'm being fucking honest, I really wish DC Knockout was Marvel versus DC.
You know, that's been 30 years,
That's
but I
been
think it's due
30.
time.
Yeah, at the very, come on, man. It's like all I'm saying is, and I know that this isn't gonna happen because James Gunn is all about making the games line up with the movies, but
Look,
I
that
would
doesn't mean
love.
Elseworlds can't happen.
Look, here's how I figure it. All right, Capcom has its hands in releasing the Street Fighter games and shit, right? And then
Yeah,
what is it? Nevermore. I think it's
Neversoft.
Neversoft. Um, I think we need a
No,
Capcom.
NetherRealm.
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 Okay, I think
You're
we
talking
need
about
a
Mortal Kombat,
Capcom
right?
and NetherRealm to get together and just fucking do it already. If Marvel and DC can do it, then Capcom and NetherRealm can as well. Make this
the,
shit
the
happen.
the problem with that is with Marvel and DC, you can have creators go back and forth, and comic creators, they'll work together. You have people working on these books that have worked at both companies. Zeb Wells, I'm not sure if he's ever worked at DC, but everybody else involved has worked at both companies. So you can have that crossover. Capcom and NetherRealm make two very different types of games. Like Street
Are they
Fighter and
really
Mortal
though?
Kombat, mechanically, super fucking different. On the surface, they're 2D fighting games with
With
3D sprites.
press right and
Yeah.
B to do a high kick, where Mortal Kombat is left right AB to do a high kick.
You look at it on the surface, it looks the same. But deep down, mechanically, the gameplay styles are completely different. They are contrasting. One person can play Street Fighter and never play Mortal Kombat well.
I button mash the
Right.
shit out of it and I win all the time.
That is why you don't know what I'm talking about. Because you were a button masher. And I know that's true because my wife is the same way. And I was one once too. And then I started getting into actual fucking combos. I'm like, oh shit, okay.
No,
This
no,
is why I can play Mortal Kombat. I can't play Street Fighter.
no, and I can play both, but I can't play comp. I can't play comp because it isn't about who can fight better. It's about who can memorize animation cancels better.
That's the shit that drives me nuts. Is when people get into cancels. Like, I don't need any of that shit.
Well, unfortunately, everybody else does.
Yeah.
Which I think should be something that devs go out of their way to make sure cannot happen under any circumstances.
I don't know if that's possible though. That's the thing. Like
Certainly is possible.
The Smash community went down to frame rates, my guy. They went down to like, if you push this button at this exact frame, you could block all of Fox's shots. Like, who the hell is counting frames?
That's fine.
And why?
If you are breaking it down by frame to figure out how to fucking block it, then by all means go for it. But do not allow a function that cancels. You press a move that makes Doctor Strange go roo, 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 roo. You should not be able to do something that stops that and does something else. You should have to sit there and fucking wait for the animation to cancel. Naturally. You made a move. Now fucking live with it. That's how I think it should be. And unfortunately, so many PvP games have come down to studying the breaks in the mechanics rather than being able to fight or use actual team-based strategy than that. And that's disappointing.
Yeah.
Because it's about hacks. What's the easiest way to do this?
Yeah. It's not about actually getting good. It's about cheating the system.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. But I will say there's some amazing Street Fighter fights in some Evo tournaments. My God, I will never forget that one tournament where this guy blocked every single kick from Chun-Li. That was so cool. But I digress. That's a crossover to this. I still don't think that'll happen. But if they do work together somehow, yes, I see what you're coming at. Marvel versus DC fighting game would be dope to sit.
Yeah, give me something along the lines of Injustice. Something at the games. Give me a thin but decent story, and let me fight 20 characters versus 20 characters from each IP. You want to talk about a game people will pay $80 for, and that's for the base version. Come on now.
I think they need to have two versions. They need to have a Capcom version and a NetherRealm version. One releases Marvel versus DC, the other one releases DC versus Marvel. You can tweak the rosters a little bit, but there's you so you have because Mortal Kombat is a lot slower of a game than Street Fighter.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So the like that's what I mean. The gameplay styles could be very contrasting and wouldn't mesh well. So you need to have two different titles, much like we're having Deadpool Batman and in November Batman Deadpool from DC. See what I mean? Yeah. And you can have the stories flow into each other if you want. Where they don't necessarily if you're playing one, you don't have to have played the other, but if you play both, you'll get a big picture story that is so much better than playing it alone. Shit. Okay, I need to call some people.
Right.
we need to get on the horn to NetherRealm and Capcom and try to work some shit in because that sounds dope. But that is for later. For now, my friends, for the first time in over 20 years, a brand new Marvel DC crossover event.
Yeah, all that was us talking about this. That was one hell of a transition.
Yeah. This is Deadpool Batman, written by Zeb Wells, from pencils from Greg Capullo, inks from Tim Townsend, colors from Alex Sinclair, and letters from Clayton Cowles. We open up on Wayne Manor, where Bruce Wayne is brooding in his mansion, as he is wont to do, trying to figure out what's the connection with all these heists happening.
While looking like a svelte 25-year-old.
Yeah, he looks a lot younger here. Trying to figure out what is the connection between all these heists happening across Gotham, while Deadpool comes crashing into his window, screaming at him and saying, "I'm going to friggin' kill you," and then going into his whole big spiel about breaking the fourth wall and who he is. And, well, he's not really going to kill you. It's just, I'm here to see if you need any help.
Well, hold on.
Because
I can't not bring up right here the part that you're glossing over. Because out of all the Deadpool moments in this comic, this one is my favorite. Deadpool crashes through the window, announces assassination, tells him to put his hands up, and then says, "Oh, I saw the robe and the laptop. I thought you were getting into some personal time. Don't worry about the hands." That, despite how you might feel about Zeb Wells, was a hell of an opener.
It was a hell of an opener, but it's also like par for the course for Deadpool these days. Yeah. Right, so they slow down a bit, and then DP's just talking about if he's in town, and if you need anybody killed, just let me know. I'm here to help you. And they have a little back and forth, and then the topic switches over to Batman because the bat signal shows up, and Deadpool reveals that he's actually here to hunt down Batman. So the bat signal appears in the sky. Deadpool heads back out the window to head off towards wherever Batman may be. And this is when Bruce figures maybe he needs to go out too. And the bat signal is lit up atop GCPD headquarters, where Jim Gordon is waiting for Batman, but is met by Deadpool first, who Deadpool then proceeds to hold up with a sword and says, "I'm gonna get Batman one way or another." And this is when Batman shows up. They have a little skirmish back and forth. Batman has the upper hand for sure. calms Deadpool down, and DP's just like, oh, fuck it, I can't do this. I can't bring myself to murder you. And this is when we get into the actual mission for the issue. The Joker is the one behind all these heists, and his plan is to release Joker Venom throughout the city, causing chaos and turmoil, as is he's wont to do. It's typical Joker fare. So Batman and Deadpool now have to work together to take on the Joker. And damn, that cover is dope. I wish I got that one, but that one was not in the shop when I went.
No, this is my favorite non-female centric cover. I will say that my favorite 3 crossover covers are include Lobo, and then the other 2 are female centric. This is number 4. This is horrible to say, but I do want to make it clear right now. We talk about top artists a lot because I'm very critical about artists, both on this show and in our Discord. One of the names that I just forget all of the time, and this man is definitely in my top 10, maybe in my top 7 artists, and that is Frank Quietly. I have been a huge fan of him since I can remember him coming to DC, and Frank Quietly is just, I mean, that.
Yeah.
And, sorry. I always forget about Frank Quietly. I am a huge Frank Quietly fan. I just forget his name. It's like, hell, there's so many actors that happens to, right? So
yeah.
I hope there's no offense taken to Frank Quietly. I do know that he follows the show, so.
Oh, he does, eh?
Yes. So I want you to know, Frank, if I've ever forgotten you out of my lists on the show, you are there. Definitely in my top 10, probably my top 7.
Hell yeah! I mean, yeah, you're in the top tiers for me as well, Frank Quietly. Always will be. Your pencils are always amazing. And hell, I had to look up when the screen changed and saw that cover. I had to comment on it because, goddamn, that's a good cover.
Right.
I don't think I even saw that in the variant list. Like, this is new to me. Holy shit, this is so good.
If you go for any book, and I mean any book.
Oh, this is Batman Deadpool.
Yes.
Oh, okay, that's why.
Well, no, this is the issue. This is just a variation of this particular issue.
No, that's a different one.
If you
that's
go
the one in November.
If you go to League of Comic Geeks for any particular issue whatsoever, you will find all variant covers available for that issue listed there. It doesn't matter if it's SDCC exclusive or what. If there is a variant cover, League of Comic Geeks is the perfect source to see every variant cover of any book, if any exists. So that's where I will always go first choice for variant covers. And this one is it. Easily the best of the male ones, and easily the best of the Batman Deadpool.
Yeah, that one is. So that one is the Grant Morrison book coming out in November. That's why I didn't recognize it.
This is the main cover for the one that's coming out in November.
No. That's a variant.
Okay, what's coming out?
Batman Deadpool.
In November.
Yeah.
Grant Morrison is writing that?
Yes.
Shut the fuck up.
Grant Morrison writing it with where the hell are the artists? Dan Mora.
Oh my god.
Yep.
I'm gonna
with backup stories written by G. Willow Wilson, James Tynion IV, Joshua Williamson, Mariko Tamaki, Scott Snyder, Tom Taylor.
They just scooped up the who's who.
Yeah.
Fucking A. I'll take it. I
with
mean, I
some
might not like
characters.
what Tynan and Williamson will do. I might not like what Tamaki does, but there's always a chance that I will. Fuck yeah! What a group of writers to put together for Batman Deadpool. Because
Oh
shit
yeah,
can get
that's right.
crazy without consequences. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
The
what a team!
the
What a team!
Constantine Doctor Strange team up is written by Scott Snyder, James Tynion IV, and Joshua Williamson together,
That
with
makes
Hayden
sense.
Sherman doing the art.
Oh, it's gonna look pretty too.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
And yeah, I actually forgot all these. Mariko Tamaki and Amanda Connor are doing Harley Quinn and the Hulk. G. Willow
Nice.
Wilson and Dennis Cowan are doing Static and Miss Marvel. And Tom Taylor and Bruno
What an
Redondo
interesting
are
team.
doing a very fitting team up of Nightwing and Wolverine, Dick Grayson and Laura Kinney.
I wouldn't have put those creators together, but putting those creators together on those characters is like, why haven't we done this before?
We have Tom Taylor and Bruno Redondo did Nightwing together.
Well, not Nightwing and X-23, not Nightwing and Laura Kinney. That's what I said. Characters, not
Oh, okay,
creators.
yeah. I
Well,
mean,
if I said creatives, I meant characters.
you meant characters, okay.
My bad.
Fair enough. I mean, yeah, no, this is fitting. Yeah, I forgot what the backups were. Yeah, so it does get a bit confusing because Deadpool, Batman, Batman, Deadpool. This is the Marvel book, Deadpool, Batman. The DC book coming out November is Batman, Deadpool.
Fair
Yeah. Anyway, for Deadpool, Batman, they're heading off towards to fight the Joker. And after having a little back and forth, I'm not going to get into all the dialogue because it's a Deadpool book. There's a lot. You just got to fucking check it out, dude. It's so good.
Typical
Deadpool. Yeah. Deadpool pulls out a smoke grenade and gasses Batman, basically passing him out as Batman smashes Deadpool's head into the window of the Batmobile, knocking him out. And then they both wake up at the Joker's hideout, but Batman is tied up while Deadpool isn't, and it was all a ploy from Deadpool. He was working with the Joker the entire time. Really, for Deadpool reasons. But Batman does this smart thing and pits the Joker and Deadpool against each other by adding in a little bit of wordplay to the Joker, just saying Deadpool is maybe the best villain I've ever had. He's a villain worthy of my obsession, and this is when the Joker gets a little bit more unhinged and betrays Deadpool, fights back on him, gasses him with Joker venom, and then Deadpool gets a little Jokerized himself, which is making him even more fucking terrifying than you've ever seen before. Batman escapes. Deadpool and Batman then decide to work together to take down the Joker. They save the day. Deadpool stops the city from being gassed by using his ability to regenerate. Joker had planted a bomb at the only switch that would stop the gas from infiltrating the city. So if the button is pushed, the area will explode and whoever pushes the button will die. Deadpool is prime for that job, so he takes the hit, and then Batman and Deadpool go their separate ways as Batman tells Deadpool to stay out of Gotham City for good. Also, to point out, I did forget to mention this part. It is mentioned by Deadpool at the beginning of this little story that he was brought over by some multiversal portal nonsense. So it's not that they were always here, it's that he transported into another universe, and that is why he is there. That is important to note, because then we get into our backup stories. This is Captain America and Wonder Woman, The Gun and the Sword, written by Chip Zdarsky with pencils and colors from Terry Dodson, inks from Rachel Dodson, and letters from VC's Joe Caramagna.
And if I can interject here, because I'm going to forget at the end of it to talk about each one, this is really the only one where it's almost you had
an
to
actual
read.
story.
You had to read the previous. You don't have to read it because you can just kind of carry it, but it just sits there and nonstop references the last time these two met up.
Yes. Oh, was that like what JLA Avengers kind of deal?
No,
Or?
no, no. That was oh hell, bullets and bracers, or
Oh shit! I forgot about that.
something along those lines.
Okay, I
One
gotta
of
check
those.
that
It
out.
was one of the
Yeah.
Amalgam comics.
You stop saying that word.
No, they're more than just an amalgam. They're an amalgam.
Anywho, in the gun and the sword, we get a revisionist history, if you will. In this universe, the Marvel DC universe has always been combined, and the heroes have always existed together. And we open
Yes.
up in World War II, where both Captain America and Wonder Woman are both fighting the good fight to save the world from Nazis. And Wonder Woman actually meets Captain America as he has Hitler with a gun pointed at him, dead to rights. And Wonder Woman, being a warrior for peace, says this is not justice. Let the world decide his justice. He should be brought to proper justice, not death. Steve is kind of moved by these words, and then they go on and save the world together. But time moves on. Steve is still lost in the ice, and as time moves on, he is found later on by the quote unquote Avengers team of Iron Man, the Wasp, Thor, Superman, and Wonder Woman. Holy shit. So Wonder Woman is there when Steve is defrosted once again, and they stay together, tied to the hip from there on out. They go on all sorts of adventures together, fighting Galactus, saving the world from the crisis on Infinite Earths, even stopping. Steve stops Diana from killing Maxwell Lord, and they fight together during the events of the Superhuman Registration Act, and they grow old together, all the way down to the. I will just go ahead and call it the Secret Crisis, maybe, in the far-flung future. It's happening. Let me tell you, this is the opening salvo. This is the prelude to Secret Crisis coming in 5 years. Just calling it now.
I'm telling you, like, if this happens, have you ever seen the movie Branded?
No.
Please go watch the movie Branded.
Okay.
I'm not going to go any further than that. That's all. Please watch the movie Branded.
But okay, I thought you were gonna make a better something. So like, if you're right about this, like, okay, what do I get?
No, it's not a good thing. If you're right about this, it's a bad thing.
So in the end, they're fighting these giant. I don't even know how to describe them. Thanoside.
Yeah,
beings, Thanos. But there's three of them, and they're all different versions, and it's really fucked up. And all the heroes in this universe across the multiverse, the Infiniverse, as Steve Rogers calls it, are fighting together. Steve gets blasted in the chest. Wonder Woman is there to help him as he unfortunately passes away in her arms. And they were there with each other throughout their entire lives. And that is where our story ends, as Wonder Woman goes off to help the heroes fight to save the day yet again. Our next little backup is called Catch.
Also, please, I was completely confusing the Amalgam comic with featuring Wonder Woman. Bullets and Bracelets was not Captain America. It was Punisher, and I apologize.
Punisher, I was gonna say, yeah. I was thinking about it after you said it, I'm like, but I'm not sure. So I'm glad you checked. Right, so our next backup, this is Catch, written by Kelly Thompson with art, colors, and SFX from Gurihiru, and letters from Joe Caramagna. This is a meeting of the minds. Crypto the Super Dog meets Jeff the Land Shark outside the Fortress of Solitude. Crypto is playing with a volleyball, and he hits it a little too hard, and Jeff pops out of the water, hits it back, and they come across a shipwreck where one of the fishing nets is kind of strewn across the ice, and they play a game of volleyball. Until Hawkeye calls for Jeff to come home for dinner, as Kara calls Crypto to come home for dinner. The volleyball, now hit by Hawkeye's arrow, is out of air, so they give each other a high five and head off to have their dinner, and that was the whole story. It was a cute little thing. I fucking loved it.
And if you have not had a chance to read any of the Go comics, DC Alternative Webtoon comics, or the Marvel Infinity comics, this is exactly the kind of story that you're going to get. There is not much dialogue. There's honestly not much story. Most of the story will be represented graphically. But if you just want to flip through a fun time and enjoy a fun book, there are numerous titles available from DC Go that are being presented like this. And even more so, Marvel's Infinity Comics. There are a plethora of Jeff ones that are available now. I won't say a plethora, I guess about 3 or 4. And then there's Loki and all other kinds. I do know that for young children, it is an excellent way to suck them into comics. So take that chance when you can, kids.
Yeah, definitely. Our next backup is written by Kevin Smith with art from Adam Kubert, colors from Frank Martin, and letters again from VC's Joe Caramagna. This is titled The Red and the Green, and it is a crossover of Green Arrow and Daredevil.
Motherfucking Daredevil.
Written by Kevin Smith.
Yes.
Holy shit. So,
Kevin Smith writing Daredevil and Green Arrow together.
It's so good. So Ollie is in New York
dude.
City in Hell's Kitchen tracking down the League of Shadows when he comes across the Hand Ninjas, and Daredevil is living in Hell's Kitchen as he comes across the League of Shadows on different rooftops. So the pair start fighting their respective ninjas and running away at the same time as they come across each other. And after a tiny little kind of, I don't know, like face off between the two because they're not expecting each other, they decide that the other is still good, and they fight all the ninjas together, beating the shit out of both teams until Count Vertigo arrives, completely messing with Daredevil's abilities until Green Arrow is able to knock him out with a punching bag glove. Boxing glove arrow. Holy shit. I don't know why I said it wrong. Boxing glove arrow. He found a boxing glove in the nearby gym, which is Fogwell's gym. Foggy Nelson's gym. And I'm getting to that. I'm getting to that. Don't worry. It is Fogwell's gym, Foggy Nelson's gym, where Matt Murdock basically grew up and trained to become Daredevil, as Ollie kind of tosses that boxing glove to the side, says, I found it in this gym, and lucky enough because it was able to help me take down Count Vertigo and break the implant he uses for his abilities. And as they head off to go have a drink together and trade secret origin stories, we see that the glove belonged to none other than Jack Murdock.
Dun dun dun!
Yeah!
That's so dope.
So that was hella cool.
Mm-hmm.
Then you go back because they only have the last names posted on this cover page. 1 second.
So what I've got to say about that one is thank you.
Yeah.
When it comes to a fan service thing that I have always wanted, I've always wanted Kevin Smith to write a quick 3 to 6 issue miniseries of Daredevil and Green Arrow together. There's nobody that knows those heroes better at their heart, and I just love it. Is this the mini or 6 issue series that I wanted? No, but I will definitely take it. What a ride! And done so well.
It was fantastic. And speaking of fantastic, we have a two-page team up. Rocket Raccoon and Green Lantern are better the Guardians of the Galaxy and Green Lantern, written by Al Ewing, art from Dyke Ruin, colors from Moreno Denizio, and letters again from VC Joe Caramagna. Very simply put, this happens a little while ago where the Guardians of the Universe meet up with the Guardians of the Galaxy and creates a hero exchange program, if you will, where Hal Jordan and Rocket Raccoon. Yeah.
I didn't
Hal
even
Jordan.
think of it like that, but damn, you saw a hero exchange program. I like it.
Hal Jordan and Rocket Raccoon swap places for a few days, and Rocket instantly goes to town on just wrecking shit. Day one, he shoots Sinestro in the face.
So, well, hold on. By swapping places, it means that Hal goes and takes Rocket's place
with the Guardians of the Galaxy.
With the Guardians of the Galaxy, and Rocket's place at the Guardians of the Galaxy is basically just strategist and loudmouth. And then when Rocket takes Hal's place, he gets Hal's green ring.
But then dresses up like Guy Gardner. Because there's no better way to do it. Right, so day one, shoots Sinestro in the face. Day two, meets up with Oliver Queen as Green Arrow and starts betting money at a casino. Halfway through that day, they rob the bank because it's a mob casino, so they're taking the money to give to the poor, which Rocket didn't know, but we'll see. Day three, Ganthet calls up the Guardian, said, like, this isn't working. You got to come pick up your guy. And Nova says, well, that's fine, because we got a problem with your guy, too. Hal came across some cosmic hand jewelry, a.k.a. the Infinity Gauntlet and the Infinity Stones, or gems, depending on the continuity. Also, question for you. What's a parallax?
Oh no!
Yeah! As Parallax, Hal Jordan is holding the Infinity Gauntlet and standing over Thanos' body.
See, these kinds of things are why we can't do things.
Yeah. It's not the hand jewelry that Hal Jordan needs, but it's definitely the hand jewelry he deserves. Our next little pairing is Showdown, written by Frank Miller, pencils from Frank Miller, inks from Frank Miller, colors from Alex Sinclair. Probably should have been somebody else, though. Not that I don't like Alex Sinclair, but like, you need certain people to color Frank Miller stuff, man, and Alex Sinclair is not one of them.
Maybe
and again,
you should have had
letters
Frank
from
Miller
Joe
cover Frank Miller.
Yeah. This is not even a team up or crossover. This is just straight on fight between Old Man Logan and Dark Knight Returns Batman, and they just like fight each other for 3 pages, and that's the story. There's not much to it.
Why don't you detail that fight a little bit? Just tell our listeners a little bit what's in the panels.
Well, that's the thing, Josh. I can't. I don't know what the hell happened. See, listeners, Josh has walked away. That faint laughter was not him doing a dramatic pause. That was him walking away from the computer. But like, I could tell you at one point, Batman straps time bombs all around Wolverine's waist. Somehow an entire belt's worth. And blows him the fuck up. And all it did was take his clothes off. I don't know. unless he was cut in half and that's why he's posed that way. But it's really hard to tell. There's just a lot of fighting and talking to each other about how much they're going to fight. Yeah.
You can't tell at the end of it if Wolverine is a pile of parts that's still able to talk, or if Wolverine is just crouching down on the ground real low like a hurt cat. You can't tell. Yeah,
you can't tell. I mean,
you can't tell.
There was a belt of bombs wrapped around his waist. I want to assume it like the other day when I was reading it, I felt he was just crouched down in pain. But looking at it now, maybe he was severed in half. It is really hard to tell, though.
ridiculously hard to tell.
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah. It's yeah. Anyway, our very last story is written by Ryan North, one of my favorite writers right now. Art from Ryan Stegman, excellent artist. Colors from Frank Martin, and letters again from VC's Joe Carmagna. Interesting. Yeah, he did like all the backups.
Yeah.
Yeah, shit. I thought, okay. Yeah, they had the credits like kind of in different order, so I got confused. But yeah, so this is not so much a crossover or team up or a fight. There is a fight, but we promise you an amalgam character. And by George, did they give us one. This is a man by the name of Logo. This is a brand new amalgam character combining
Never
Lobo
seen before.
Lobo and Logan. The
Yeah.
last of the Knucklesians, the main mutie, the biggest, baddest bubstish in the whole fraggin' universe.
Bubstish.
And all he does is introduce himself, explain what he does, and wreck some shit in true Lobo, Logan, Logo fashion.
Yep.
And at the end, the very last page, he says, "Tell Super Soldier that when he hears the engine of weapon XXX here roaring in his ears, it means I'm coming for him." With a bumper sticker on the front says "Made in Canada," which I thought was a nice little touch.
I was wondering if you were gonna bring the bumper sticker up.
Okay, I mean, it's Logan. He was made in Canada, so that was exciting. That was really exciting, and that was a well kept secret because they did not let that loose at all. Which makes me wonder what secrets we have to look forward to in Batman Deadpool in November. Is there another amalgam character we could see, or is there going to be a follow up to Logo? Now, it does beg the question because he specifically mentioned Super Soldier, and I can't remember, there was another character he mentioned. Obviously, Thanoside and Cultron. All characters that already existed in the previous Amalgam universe in the 90s. Logo, however, is brand new because Lobo the Duck was the Amalgam character there. And there was Dark Claw for Logan Batman crossover. So Logo being brand new, is this a new Amalgam universe or is he inserted in the previous one? Well, hopefully we find out. If we never find out, I'm okay with it because this was so freaking cool regardless.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. Before we even get into the actual stories of the book, though, this is getting a 9.5. It would be a 9.75 if it wasn't for the fact that I could not understand what the fuck happened between Old Man Logan and Dark Knight Returns Batman. Like, it's hard to look at.
It's hard to look at. I don't know. The first story was fun. You got your typical your typical Deadpool going off of your stereotypical Batman, and that's got some good chemistry. It's not your modern Batman, but it is your stereotypical Batman, and those polar opposites were pretty good. Throw the Joker in, who you know, as a part of the story, even is as equally crazy as Deadpool, and you've got a recipe for disaster, and that's kind of what we got there. The rest of them, I mean, just overall, none of them were inherently bad. They were fun stories, with the exception of the horrible Frank Miller one. Every single part of the Frank Miller story was painful, and there were 3 pages, and that was painful.
Yeah.
The art is ambiguous at best, and the story made 0 sense. The rest of it, ultimately, it's filler. It was fun, but it didn't lead me to believe that we're getting any additional stories. While I was really looking forward to some stories together, I feel like everything that we got in the backups was just done to be done. And that bums me out. I was hoping for a lot more than that. Unless things change, I have a feeling that the future crossover books I'm also going to be less than impressed with. Um, I'm being pretty kind here. I got a lot of good stuff I enjoyed. I absolutely loved Logo, and the first story was great. The rest of the backups fantastic except for Miller. Um, but I really do feel like they could have done so much more. So I want to give this a 7 out of 10.
But when you say, because we had like 7 stories in this.
I feel like we didn't need to. I feel like we could. They would have done more with 3 stories that were
I think
fleshed out rather than cramming a bunch of different characters in to one issue and not really telling any stories, just kind of having a story around mashing these characters up. Does that make sense?
I get what you're saying, but at the same time,
With the dope rhymes.
that's the point. I completely see what you're saying. Like, we could have had more fleshed out stories, and that would have been really cool. I would have been all for that. But I think I would have been disappointed with only 3. I'm happy that we had as many as we did, even if they were short stories, because like this is the first time in over 20 years. Who knows if this is ever going to happen again? I know it's happening again in November, but I'm counting that as one big thing, right? Like,
Agreed.
This is a treat.
I guess
this is a rare opportunity where they're going to take it while they can get it.
Ultimately, I think my critique is that they should not have had this many backups, but they should have put out more titles.
Oh yeah, I'd be down for that.
Because with the exception of, and I'm not the idea behind it is all right, but Frank Miller should not touch a pen, pencil, or typewriter. And I know that's blasphemous to say, but dude's past his prime, and he has been since. Well, in my personal opinion, that doesn't matter. But he has been for a very long time. Okay?
Yeah.
A very long time since coming off of Sin City. But that's neither here nor there. The rest of it was really good, and they should have gotten more, for lack of a better word, airtime. They should have been given their own avenues. For example, Logo is a fantastic idea and easily capable of a one-off issue. The relationship that they built between Captain America and Wonder Woman was awesome, and we really could have seen more of a story there rather than just a narrative monologue. There's more that they could have done, and I get why they didn't do it.
Yeah,
they're gun shy. Like, are people gonna really buy these? But for fuck's sake, you're Marvel and DC. Yes, we're gonna buy these.
Well, they have. I just remember they have said there's more coming next year.
Yeah, it's just.
Oh, I forgot about that. Shit.
The problem is, are they looking for quantity or quality? And that's my problem.
Yeah.
Is right now in this issue, they didn't convince me that they're going for quality. Might we see a Jubilee ambush bug mashup of a character? I feel like this issue told me that's more likely than seeing a good story put together about Storm and Sideways. You know what I mean? Just grabbing random characters from all over the place.
Now, I want to quote Brandon here. Like, this is by all means, I see what you're saying, and I agree with what you're saying. But for the people listening at home, as Brandon had pointed out earlier, because a lot of people were complaining about certain aspects about the way these characters are written. I've seen a lot of people complaining about the Green Lantern Guardian story and about Batman's whole personality in Deadpool. Yeah, it was the Green Lantern subreddit. They're freaking crazy. But like this,
okay, fair. I mean, fair.
this is it's meant to be a little cheesy, right? Something like this, it's always going to be a little campy, and it like I don't want to say stop it. I don't want to say don't expect a good story, but don't go in like needing a good story.
Don't go in expecting a good story. What made the Amalgam universe so amazing before is the fact that you don't go into it expecting a good story. You go into it expecting a what the fuck fun time. And there's a big difference. You go into reading an ongoing Green Arrow story, you want a good story. If you do something that's as big, and let's face it, no matter how we try to paint this, Batman and Deadpool together in a book is a gimmick. All right.
Oh no, definitely. That's all this is. That's not even like trying to paint it. That's 100% fact. This is a gimmick. This is a novelty.
To go into a gimmick issue, not just cover, but issue, expecting a good story is silly. But expect a fun.
Oh yeah. And I will say that's what you get here.
100%.
Mostly throughout the entire fucking book.
Mostly throughout the entire book. Yes.
With the exception of one story that is like, you'd have a better time understanding the climactic fights in a Michael Bay Transformers movie.
You'd have better luck picking up all of the social cues in a Why the Last Man series.
You'd have better luck seeing the background of a Zack Snyder film.
Hey.
Because it's so dark.
I was like, his backgrounds were good. But no. No. All right.
Yeah. Because you need to squint to see anything. I need to turn the brightness up or something. Contrast, man. Shit.
You get your ass a 4K TV, man.
Right. So should we go this story by story, or do you want to just talk about the whole book sequentially?
I mean, my ignorant ass is kind of just interjected with every story, so I mean, I could probably just continue to do so as you go through my story. Absolutely.
Okay, fair enough. So DPBM. Okay. Let me not say it like
that. Let's not say DP and BM together. Because I'm not sure if you're familiar with anybody that works in the medical field, but BM
I know.
It's not something
that's
you want,
especially when it's DP'd, yeah.
Yeah, you don't.
No.
PSA.
Don't. If you ever have a DPBM, go see your medical professional immediately.
Giving it all she's got, Captain.
Because shit, you need to be studied. Because I don't think that's ever happened before.
My belly don't feel so.
Anyway. Oh God.
What's wrong with you, Rob? I can't believe you said that.
I may have said it, but you got this ball rolling, my friend. All right. I'm not the only one to blame here. I caught myself, but you painted the picture.
Holy shit, I am an artist.
It's not the art we need, man. It's not the art we need.
No, but it's the art you deserve.
Okay, Deadpool Batman. You said it well. You said it best. typical Deadpool with stereotypical Batman, and I think it's the best way to go about it. Because if it was modern continuity Batman, would not have worked as well. I
No,
think
absolutely not.
it could have worked in a way, but this is definitely the best way it could have been gone.
Yeah.
With your stereotypical Batman, a younger Batman that has seen the world a little bit, talking like 80s Batman, maybe. I don't know. Like,
I mean, they
maybe
tied it into
pre-Bane or
Alfred.
just after Nightfall Batman.
Yeah.
That kind of, yeah.
They tied
Like,
it into after Alfred had died. But I mean, honestly, I don't think that this was meant to be any sort of like legitimate continuity tie.
oh no, none of this is in continuity at all. No, this is 100% alternate universes.
He sees the picture of Alfred. Who's that? That's my butler. I bet you made him call you Master Bruce.
Was it a picture? I thought, oh shit, it was a picture.
Yeah.
I thought that was a doorway.
No, it was a picture of Alfred. He's
Shit.
like, I bet you made him call you Master Bruce.
Bruce, yeah. So just seeing this like rough and tumble Bruce Wayne Batman going up against the Merc with a mouth it was a treat. It was beautiful. I can't wait to see what Grant Morrison has for Deadpool, because that's the thing. Like Zeb Wells, we've seen him write like Deadpool in some things before. He's never written Batman. Grant Morrison definitely wrote Batman, may have written Deadpool in something somewhere, because he's done some Marvel work if I'm not mistaken. But like,
I mean, he's definitely done Marvel work. I mean, he wrote X-Men. I mean, he wrote a fucking whole
new X-Men
defining era of X-Men.
Yeah, I forgot about that shit.
But
yeah, Deadpool may or may not.
He
probably have never showed up in that. But
I know he's never done a solo Deadpool book, but I don't know if he's ever done X Factor with Deadpool in it.
I don't think he ever did. But
it's gonna be so interesting.
This is why we need like Brandon. He'll know like right away.
The librarian, summon the signal.
The library signal.
Giant ass long box up into the sky.
So you're like, is that a brick? What the fuck is going on?
You'll know. What are you doing? I'm calling the librarian.
Yeah, but I got the number right here. It's down the street. I'll just walk. Like,
not the same. This isn't Canopy, bitch.
All right, so Grant Morrison's. I can't wait to see what he has to write for Deadpool, because I think Zeb Wells actually did a pretty good job with Batman here. And I'm really curious to see if like what Grant Morrison has planned, if it's another original story, or if it's going to bounce off of what Zeb Wells has already set up.
That is a very good question.
Yeah, are they going to be connected, or is it going to be a different original story? That's what I can't wait to find out.
It's definitely going to be different, no matter which.
Oh no, it'll definitely be different. Yeah, but Zeb Wells here has definitely laid some pretty solid groundwork for these two meeting of the minds. And it was a really fun story. And seeing Jokerized Deadpool was horrific.
Yeah, that wasn't pretty, that's for sure.
Seeing Greg Capullo draw Joker in his own typical way now was nostalgic in a way. It was very much like Batman Endgame Joker from New 52 Scott Snyder run, and it to me that's like that's iconic Greg Capullo Joker. He's drawn Joker so many different ways at this point. But that version of Joker, I think, is his iconic Joker.
Yeah, I would agree with you.
Sword and the Shield, that was really cool. Yeah. Sword and the Shield was really cool. It was very revisionist history, but I dug it, and I want to go into that universe a bit more. I'm curious if we're going to see any in the next team up, if there's going to be any other character crossovers from that same Infiniverse, if you will.
That makes me curious too. Are like the backups? Obviously, we're getting a Batman Deadpool, but Are we getting a whole slew of new backups, or are we getting continuations of what we've already got?
Right? That's the thing. I mean, some of them, like some of these backups, you can't continue. Like the Green Lantern Guardians one, it's not really
Yeah.
going to be continued in the next one, and the Frank Miller stuff is not going to be continued in the next one. But like, creative teams are going to be different, but they could still follow the same suit. Yeah, you're right. So there's definitely a chance there. Um, but that was really cool. That was one of my favorites. Kevin Smith, Green Arrow, Dead Daredevil
Dead
was.
Daredevil.
I nearly said Deadpool. Green Arrow, Daredevil, fan fucking tastic.
Oh yes.
Highlight of the book. I was
Yep.
so looking forward to this backup, and it did not disappoint.
Nope.
There was no person better to write both characters crossing over. I'm convinced. There might be, Brandon would probably come up with a name, but like Kevin Smith is definitely up there in the top two at least, if not number one, of writers to write these two meeting, and it's just perfect. Number one. Number one, and that about did it for the multi-page stories, because then you get to the smaller ones. You had the Green Lantern Guardians. I thought was just a fun little 2-page. I laughed my ass off throughout the entire thing. I thought it was hilarious. It was fun. Jeff and Crypto was cute and fun, and I made my wife read that, and she was like, "Oh, I love that one." Frank Miller, we've already talked about extensively. Do not need to talk about it anymore because I don't know what the fuck happened apart from blood.
Somebody let him touch comic books again.
Yeah, and then Logo was just Ryan North. I said when I got into the logo part, one of my favorite writers right now, up and coming in the biz. I think he did a really good job with this first in a generation amalgam character, and I'm excited to see if he's doing the next amalgam character as well. If there is another one, which there fucking better be, I do hope it's him writing it, and I can't wait to see what happens. It was solid. I think this book definitely deserves a 9.5. That's what I gave it, right? 9.5.
Yep.
9.5. If it wasn't for Frank Miller. Again, I get why they had Frank Miller doing it. Frank Miller probably heard the news like, I have an idea. Like, somebody should have said no, we're full. But
well, Old Man Logan versus Old Man Batman.
Sold. We'll get someone else to draw it. No, I got the art. Don't worry.
I got this. I got this.
Yeah.
I only need 3 days to do it.
I would have taken Mark Miller writing that story over Frank Miller. Yeah. Frank Miller may have created Old Man Batman, but Mark Miller made Old Man Logan, and that probably would have gone a lot better.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
I don't hate Mark Miller as much as most people do.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for Super Criminals to come back, damn it.
So yeah, that is the book. I think it was a treat. It was really cool, and I am so stoked. I can't wait for November for the next one, and I can't wait for next year's solicits to find out what else Marvel and DC have planned, because they have said they have more planned. 2026 going to be a banger year. Holy shit.
Sure hope.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that is all the books, so I guess that's all we got. Now let's talk about what we liked. Our top 3. I'll go ahead and tell you to go first.
You tell me to go first. Okay, I'll go first. So it's just not. I'm always ready. Just usually go first. So my number 3, Justice League Red. Number 2 is Nightwing. Number 1 by far is Deadpool Batman. And my favorite moment, there were so many cool moments this week, but my favorite moment has to go to probably just Oh fuck! I can't even pick just that whole second page of the Green Lantern Guardians crossover. The whole second page. I can't pick just one. They were all funny.
Fair enough. Fair
I go to
enough.
like, okay, so the Sinestro getting shot, that was funny, but then no, but Ollie and Rocket and the casino, that was funny. Oh, but then Gantha getting fed up, like, okay, but Parallax though, I was like, oh, I can't pick.
I
Yeah,
need all of it. Just
I need all,
the
yeah, just
crossover.
the entire page, printed, framed on my wall. Thank you, so I can leave the house every morning and giggle.
All right. Well, my top three are quite different from yours. In third place, I got New Gods. In second place, I'm giving it to Justice League Pager Red. And in first place, I am giving it to Nightwing. I will give a special tip of the hat to the corny moment at the tail end of Titans with the "you're just in time for the end of the world." While corny, I am well cozied up to the dad joke, and I didn't mind it that much. It was exceptionally corny, but I had to appreciate it. But my favorite moment is gonna be in Deadpool Batman when Joker turns around, looks back at Batman, says, "Had to hop on the old cosmic treadmill, but you don't hear these glutes complaining. Nightwing who?"
Nightwing who?
Nightwing who? That was awesome, especially coming from a Marvel writer acknowledging that bit of DC lore. I thought that was fantastic. All right, now let's handle up our favorite covers. Rob, if you would.
Again, that's not the cover for this issue.
That's not the cover for this issue.
No.
It's my favorite cover for the series, though.
Yeah.
All right.
That one's kind of cool, but
We've got Titans.
That was cool.
And New Gods.
That was dope.
And Nightwing. So Nightwing, cool. New Gods, Titans. Or wait, whoops. Justice League Red. And then Deadpool Batman, which this is not
No. But the actual Deadpool Batman cover, I'll be honest, I was not in love with. Even though it was drawn by Greg Capullo, the one coming up in Batman Deadpool from Dan Mora looks so much better.
Yeah, it was all right, but it was far from Capullo's greatest.
Exactly, yeah. So it's not up there for me. I think I'm kind of torn between, honestly, is going to sound weird, torn between Nightwing and New Gods. But I think I'm going to give it to New Gods because that just looks amazing.
It is white, the detail, and it looks so good. Again, wrapping up pretty much everything that's inside the book in one picture.
Yeah.
However, there is something about the simplicity and the attitude in the cover that I just love. So mine is going to go to Nightwing. And that's my favorite cover. That's our favorite books, opinions, reviews, and summaries of everything that came out this week. Thank you, everybody, for watching. That is the show. We will be back to you next week, covering all of DC's week releases. Same Geek's time, same Geek channel. We're getting out of here, so you'll have to as well. Be careful out there. And remember, in the Geek Matrix, everybody has a home. In the Geek Matrix, you are not alone.
Peace.